Welcome to Subramani. Many people have been asking me, are the markets overvalued? Normally, when you ask such a question, you know it is overvalued and you're asking me just to confirm your bias. But I am a person who is never likely to say markets are overvalued, because I don't think markets have ever been overvalued. Markets are valued right simply because some sectors would be valued right, some would be overvalued and some would be undervalued. This has always been true, whether you take the 2008 boom or whether you take the 2020 fall. There will always be some shares which are available at a bargain and some shares which are overpriced. So if you took the 2003 to 2007 market, your FMCG and pharma did not participate in that. So that was a great time maybe to get out of infrastructure and IT and get into pharma and FMCG, right? So markets are not overvalued, but definitely there are pockets of overvaluation. By any standards, if you go the market PE or the Shiller PE ratio or the adjusted PE, any of those things, markets are definitely overvalued. You go by price to book, markets seem to be overvalued. The fact that corporate India earnings are not improving, again markets are overvalued. Will the market earning catch up with these PE, or have we gone a little ahead? We always, in the market always goes ahead of its time. So is the market overvalued? Maybe it is overvalued. Does it mean you have to do something about it? That we will talk about separately. But definitely there are pockets which are overvalued. Maybe technology is overvalued. Maybe cash on hand is overvalued, and therefore some companies with a huge amount of cash are getting very ultra high Uber kind of valuations. But it doesn't mean that the whole market is overvalued. You will definitely be able to find enough shares which are rightly priced, enough shares which are overpriced, and enough shares which are underpriced. It is your job to look at your portfolio and see what to do. Don't look at what is happening in the market. It does not matter. You don't own the market, right? So if you have TCS in your portfolio and you think it is overvalued, sell. If you think Wipro is there in your portfolio and that is overvalued, sell. If you think you have say Happiness in your portfolio and you think it's overvalued, sell. You think Mindtree is overvalued, sell. But you could always find some shares which are underpriced. You may be able to find some infrastructure companies which have not gone up so much, or maybe some other companies which have not gone up so much. Completely out of, think like that and buy, right? And think like that and switch. Sell your overvalued shares and buy your undervalued shares. That is what you should be doing. Don't be panicking. Don't go into that situation of all or none. This comes from the hunting attitude of ours. We saw an animal from far, we didn't know which animal, so we climbed up the tree, and if it turned out to be a tiger or a lion, we were very happy because it was better safe than sorry. Today that is not true, because if you have a equity heavy portfolio, you can go into a equity light portfolio. Maybe you are 80% in equity, maybe you can come down to 60, 70, 50% in equity, depending on what is your comfort level. Those things are possible. It is not all or none. It is not that you should get rid of all your equity and buy debt, right? That does not make sense. Yes, partially you can reduce, so that is something which you can do. And are markets overvalued? Yes, pockets of market are overvalued, pockets of market are undervalued. It is your skill in trying to find the overvalued ones, sell them and buy the undervalued ones. You can't do that, get into a mutual fund, get into a value fund, see whether the fund manager is doing well, get into a balance advantage fund and see what percentage of balance advantage funds are investing in debt, how much in equity and how much in gold. That's a great indicator of what you should be doing in your overall portfolio. I am not suggesting you buy a BAF. I'm saying in your overall portfolio, see how much you have in equity, how much you have in debt and how much you have in gold. However, there is a caveat here. I don't shift into debt except when I feel that I don't find anything worth buying. And that's important for you to know, that asset allocation is something which you can do on your own and you decide how much in which asset class. But for that, looking at BAF makes sense to find out how much of their money in BAF is being committed to equity and how much to debt and how much to gold. Thank you.